let's get our final guest out, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really excited she's on the show. It is Victoria Beckham. Victoria Beckham, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, you do look spectacular.
Thank you very much.
You really do. You're one of these people who really buffs up well, don't you?
You've never seen me in the morning, if that's what you're insinuating.
No, I'm not. Do you look rough in the morning?
Yeah, very rough.
Everyone looks a bit rough in the morning.
Yeah.
Christmas is coming. Are you excited? Is your husband excited? Are the children excited?
We're really excited, because we're going to be at home for Christmas this time in London.
So home is here. You still think of here as home, of course?
Yeah, I mean, this is where our family, you know, this is where our family and our friends live. So yeah, I mean, it's great in Spain. It's very sociable. But, you know, it's always nice to come home and catch up with people.
And here, you know, you're going to get your traditional English Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
As opposed to over there, I believe they burn a donkey or something, don't they? I don't know what the Spanish do. God bless them. Good luck to them. So who cooks at home for you? Who do you have? You presumably have some people in there decorating the house, stuff like that. I wouldn't have thought you do much of that.
No, we do all that kind of thing, and, you know, our family. And at Christmas time, it's really nice, because we've got a really large family, myself and David, so everybody mucks in and...
And you have two children now, don't you? Mm-hmm. OK, there's Romeo and there's Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Brooklyn's the oldest one, isn't he?
Yeah.
And how old is Romeo now?
18 months.
Yeah, you have all their presents sorted?
Yeah, I don't like to, you know, go too crazy at Christmas, but, you know, they've got presents.
Yeah, that's the terrible thing, that's the dangerous thing. I mean, I buy stuff for my kids, you know, I start buying when I see little bits and pieces they want, and you realise sometimes, I found out, I probably bought them too much. So you know what you should do?
What's that?
Keep them for yourself. What are you going to buy David? That must be a nightmare.
I mean, what do you buy David Beckham?
I don't know, I've thought about it for hours.
And then you couldn't think of anything, so
no, you can't. What do you buy him? Because he's got any number of cars, he's got rings, we know he goes through haircuts at a rate of knots, so you can't get him something like that. Presumably, he's got most actual material things he wants, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I think that everybody thinks that because we have in the past been really extravagant, that that's what it's always like. I mean, you know, never say no to a pair of pyjamas, nice pair of slippers,
That's
you know.
nice. That's nice.
Exactly.
Something like that, yeah, something which is kind of like homely and friendly.
Exactly.
What do you think David will be buying you for Christmas?
I've got no idea. I mean, David is very good at surprises.
I bet he's generous as well, isn't he?
He's really, really generous. Really generous. Probably a lot more than I am. I'm quite sensible when it comes to that kind of thing, you know. Yeah. He's very, very extravagant.
I would like to be David's friend.
OK.
Wouldn't it be great to be David Beckham's friend? I mean, presumably you know what this feels like, but I mean, for the rest of it, that would be great. Do you think he'd like to be my friend?
I think he'd like to be your friend.
Does he play PlayStation games?
No, but I'm sure, you know.
Is he jealous of Johnny Wilkinson?
No, actually, he gets on very well with Johnny Wilkinson.
He knows Johnny Wilkinson?
Yeah, he knows him.
I'd like Johnny Wilkinson to be my friend as well. You get two birds with one stone right there.
Apparently Johnny is... I mean, I've never met him, but apparently he's a really, really nice guy.
Now, the press seem to be wanting to stir something up here.
Yeah.
Of course. And quite a lot of the time, they seem to be doing this with you and David as well.
Right.
Do you read the tabloids? Do you look... I mean, you must be aware of this stuff, I imagine.
I like to be aware of what people are thinking, you know, but I don't really read them.
And does it bother you?
I think it can be hurtful and it's inaccurate and it hurts our families, but generally speaking, I don't let it really hurt me. Because, I mean, one minute they're being really nice and you become an uncontrollable big head, and then the next minute, you know, they're writing you off. So I don't think so.
Do you ever go out in disguise?
No, I've never gone out in disguise.
Would you like a beard? I have a spare one here.
Well...
And a pipe. Do you want the pipe?
I'm all right, thank you.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Come on.
It just looks so good on you.
Right, go on, have a puff on the pipe. Because I think a woman with a pipe is quite sexy.
What do you want me to do with it? What's in it?
Have a puff and then go, Old Holborn. Wow! That's nice.
What was it?
This is going on eBay later on, ladies and gentlemen. Victoria's got a new single out, and I want to talk to you about this part of your career, what you do in music and that kind of stuff, and the way people talk about you in just a second. But you're working with some new guy who even I've heard of. Damon Dash, I've heard of him. I don't know why, but I'd heard his name. What does he do? Where is he from?
He's from New York, and he's the CEO of Rockefeller Record Company and Rockaware, and he's got a film company.
So this is a big company?
Yeah.
Okay. How come these guys who have all these companies, they look so scruffy, don't they?
It's kind of the hip-hop fashion,
That's
Jonathan, you know. Brand new trainers, wear them once, throw them out, you know.
Is that what they do?
Yeah, terrible waste.
And so now what happens here? You go to him and say, I want to work with you, or he comes to you, or the record company fixes this up? How does that happen?
No, I went to America and I was modelling for his clothing line. I did the campaign with Naomi Campbell.
Yeah.
And he just said, you know, you still doing music? And I said, yeah. So he got me into the studio. And it's a completely different world, you know, that they live in. I mean, it's hardcore hip-hop. And I just found it completely fascinating. You know, he took me into the studio, which was an absolute shithole, for want of a better word, in the middle of Times Square. And it was really rough, and it was a complete experience for me. It was really strange.
Were they, presumably they knew of you mainly from the Spice Girls, did they?
Yeah, and I mean, these guys, you know, I mean, they're very successful in their own right, but, you know, they're impressed. You know, the Spice Girls obviously sold a lot of records. And Damon is a very clever businessman, and he liked the idea of where my music was coming from and where his music was coming from, and the mixture of the two.
But you're saying your music, so this is something that you do, it's more from you, it's more personal than that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, you know, when I left the Spice Girls, I was told by record companies, you know, what was expected of me. And this time round, you know, when I met up with Damon, I don't have to do this anymore. You know, it's not going to make me any more famous. It's not going to make me any more money. I just enjoy it. I enjoy music, and I wanted to do what I want to do, and that's what I've done with these records. You know, this is music that I like.
Now, the single's got a double A side on it.
It is.
Okay, now, is that because you can't make up your mind, or because you want to...
I mean, I like both songs, and there'd been so much speculation in the paper. What was I going to do? I mean, am I going to rap? Am I going to do R&B? Am I going to do pop? So I just wanted to see what everybody wanted and what everybody liked.
And this is, let's have a look, this is you, this is my favourite of the two, it's you attacking some things with a coat hanger.
This was from the film Mummy Dearest.
Yeah.
Just in case you thought I was just like a freak.
No, I thought maybe, well, you see, I thought maybe David had come home late and drunk or something. Let's have a look. This is for Victoria's new single. Quite scary.
It is.
You know, but that must be, I would have thought, a lot of fun to make.
Yeah, it was, and I think, like I said, this is about enjoying myself this time and doing what I want to do.
I'm going to ask you something here now. Why don't you give up singing?
No,
hold on. I didn't mean that to sound as good as you did. Do you know what I mean?
No, I know exactly what you mean.
They're jumping to their own conclusions there. You get so much flack for it, and it's like, you know, and the record's fine, it's nice. It's not my cup of tea, but it's nice, it's good. But I know if you gave up singing and gave it a year or two, whatever you came back with, people would treat it in a totally different way. And you must be aware of this.
Yeah, but I think that has happened. You know, I don't have to do this anymore. You know, I'm doing it because I enjoy it. Before, I have wanted it. Whereas this time around is different, and I think that the support that I have had from this record is completely different.
And who's that from? You think like the radio stations?
I think from radio, from press, from television. You know, at the end of the day, I'm doing it because I enjoy it. And yeah, I could sit at home and be a housewife and live off of David. But I don't see what's wrong with a woman who has ambition and wants to do something. There's been even a lot of women that have said, why don't you just sit at home and look after the children? Not that there's anything wrong in that, but nowadays, for a woman to still be young and want to do something, I think is commendable.
But you know what, I was going to say, the reason why I was saying that actually was, I think you would make an impressive actress. I think you have a real...
I can't remember lines.
No, but you've got a great face. You've got great bone structure. You look great on film. I remember when you made the Spice Girls movie, and I remember seeing, I was down there one day filming. I had a small cameo in it, which I'm sure you all remember. And you were driving a bus in that scene. I remember seeing you, and I remember saying something to you. I don't know if you remember this. You were driving past, and I thought, wow, she looks like a movie star. You do look like a movie star. I know that isn't all you need, but if you went and studied acting for a couple of years and you've obviously got confidence, that could be, you know, I would have thought, a really fulfilling and, you know, a nice way of spending your time, because you do get knocked for your music all the time, and you've got a nice enough voice, but it's not one of those voices like a Beyonce where people go, wow, is it? And it's never going to be.
No, I agree, but I think that nowadays there's lots of artists that it's more than just about the voice, you know, it's about the whole thing.
You can produce around it,
And it's about not even producing around it, you know, at the end of the day there's lots of fantastic backing singers that are never going to be stars. And why is that? There's just something that's not there, and I didn't want to be vain about it. I just wanted to have fun and enjoy myself, and I sometimes look at music videos and I want to see people what they're really like. That's what I'm really like. Everyone thinks I'm a miserable cow.
Well, I don't think
do you know what I mean? It's true.
I kind of, you know, I admire you both to an extent, because I think I realise you really go through a lot, and it must be really tough to keep it together with all that going on, you know. And it's like, and also you are dating, without doubt, one of the most attractive men.
No, I'm not dating him. We got married.
Well, okay, I like to think there's still a bit of romance there, you know. But you're married to one of the most attractive, handsome, famous men in the world, and, you know, it's all there for him. And he's going out with someone who's out working in New York, and you're unattractive, you're a beautiful woman, you've got, you know, fame as well. It must be tough just on that level. I mean, the trust that's involved there must be quite large. Or are you worried? Do you get concerned? Are you jealous of each other occasionally?
No, I mean, I think it's always healthy to have a certain amount of jealousy in a relationship. But at the end of the day, it's no harder for us than it is anyone else, you know? I mean, you're away from...
It must be.
You know, I think that there's pressure on every relationship.
But here's the deal.
I'm not going to say, poor me.
No, I know you're not, but here's the deal. Look
you
at me, OK, you know, I mean, I'm not bad looking for my age, but when I go, my wife knows no one's going to look twice, really, unless I went out of my way. Whereas David, right now, he's in Spain, they're throwing himself at him.
Yeah.
You know, they must be all the time, and you go out, people are, hello, all right, you know. I'm sure you get more than a few offers, don't you?
Yeah, but I think, you know, we do trust each other. And when you've got kids, you know, at the end of the day,
yes.
and you never know how long fame is going to last. And it is all very superficial. And that's why, you know, so long as our relationship is all right, that's the main thing. You know, we're going to grow old and wrinkly together. You never know when there's going to become a new me and a new David, you know. So you have to take it with a pinch of salt, I think.
Bet you won't grow wrinkly. I bet you'll have the old...
Oh, too bloody right I will. I'm not going to get old and wrinkly.
Now, are you going to have any more babies?
Definitely.
Yeah, do you like being pregnant? Do you like the actual physical feeling of it?
I'm not particularly keen on being pregnant, but definitely, I mean, I love kids. I want to have a big, big family.
How many do you think?
I'd like to have another couple of children.
Because you're still young. How old are you now?
29.
Well, you've got years of breeding left in you if you want.
Years of breeding?
Yeah, no, you have.
Yeah.
Does David like you when you're pregnant? Does he like you with more curves on you?
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
He does. He likes me when I'm...
Because you are skinny, aren't you?
Yeah. Really?
Well, I know. That's what people want to be. People want people to be skinny,
Yeah, I think that at the end of the day, you know, when you are in the public eye, I mean, yeah, I think people do like to be small.
Well, skinny people tend to photograph better, you know, especially when you're wearing clothes. I noticed because you wear clothes and you look great in them, and they sort of hang better on thinner people, don't they?
I don't know. I mean, I think that nowadays, I think there was a time when the waif supermodel made it very fashionable to be very thin.
Too
and
thin,
I think,
really,
yeah, too thin. And I think that now, with artists like Beyonce and Jennifer Lopez, it has almost become more fashionable to be a bit more curvy. I mean, I'd love a bigger bum, but at the end of the day, you've just got to put up with what you've got, make the best of it.
But you could probably get a big booty.
A big, well, really?
Booty? If you ate lots more mince pies, stuff like that.
Well, you never know when it's going to go, do you?
Doesn't matter where it goes. I like it anywhere. Do you wear saucy clothes for David? Have you got anything in your wardrobe from Ann Summers?
No, not Ann Summers.
So you're more upmarking that.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with Ann Summers. They do a very nice wench's blouse. A couple of people laughed knowingly there. I tell you, that was a treat. I came home one night, the wife was wearing that. Boom, lock the door, children, look after yourselves. But you know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
No, let's talk about this before we let you go. I don't know much about football.
Okay.
I can see your husband is a great player. I've seen the way he kicks the ball. It's very impressive. Alex Ferguson, he strikes me as a nasty piece of work. Would I be right?
Do you know, it really is true. He's never said anything more than hello to me in all the years I knew him.
That's kind of just... That's rude, if nothing else.
I think at the end of the day, you know, that's his personality. He's great at what he does. He's been very successful, so... Yeah. I don't know, it's hard to criticise someone that's had that much success.
What happened with the boot thing? When he threw the boot, he knocked the boot? I don't know.
I think he kicked it.
He kicked the boot?
And what shot?
Did he kick it deliberately at David?
I don't know. I mean, I wasn't there.
Yeah.
And
What did David say?
You know, David was... I think it was hard for David. David's very, very professional, and
yeah, I know he has to be guarded about what he says, but
David didn't want to do his dirty laundry in public. You know, he kept his head down. He played good football and didn't want to talk too much about it.
Well, that's probably the best way to be. The Spice Girls.
Yeah.
You all got together again recently, didn't you? And some of you don't get on, is that right?
I think that we all get on, but you know, for so long we were so close. And in every interview, yeah, we're best friends and we're this and we're that, you know, because we were together all the time. I mean, when you're a million miles away in Japan, you know, you're gonna get on with anyone, aren't you, really?
But you're quite diplomatic.
Yeah, and I try really hard.
Emma Bunton seems to be quite diplomatic.
Yeah.
Okay, and Mel C, she's off in her own world doing press-ups. Jerry and Mel B, I've met them both. They've both got a mouth on them.
Really?
They're quite opinionated folk, aren't they? I imagine that's where the friction lies, does it not?
No, you know, I think that everybody is very opinionated. You know, there was 5...
Gosh, come on.
There was 5... Come on, I'm doing really well.
I'm just...
You know, we're nearly at the end and I haven't, you know, ballsed up yet.
You're being very diplomatic.
Yeah, they are very, very, very opinionated. You know, we all are.
Were they jealous of you, though, when you bagged Beckham? I mean, I know you're friends.
Yeah.
But here you are, you know, you all leave to do your separate things. Immediately, bingo, you got first prize. It's like, and the others look and say, and you're going, here's what you could have won. You know, it's like the conveyor belt goes past and, you know, She got what? Jimmy Gulzar, the dancer, he was rubbish. Boom, thang him straight back in the pile. And Jerry, she just got a dog. You know, it's like you've got the most handsome man in the world today.
Yeah, I'm lucky, and I don't think they're jealous. I think that they're pleased for me, you know. I mean, I think in our own ways, we've all succeeded, you know. And I think, yeah, it must be quite difficult for the other girls, you know.
He's a good-looking man, isn't he? Look at him.
When
he sleeps, you just lie around looking at him.
Do you know, I actually do. I know that sounds really corny, but no, he is. I mean, David looks the same in the morning as he does at night.
Oh, that's annoying, isn't it?
Yeah.
And listen, I thank you for coming on. I wish you both the very best because, you know, it's hard enough for people to keep a relationship going in any circumstances, in normal circumstances, but you're both in a very extraordinary position and you get a lot of stuff thrown at you and you deal with it both, I think, really in an admirable way. So I wish you luck in your career if you continue singing or if you move into other things, I really do. I wish him the best of luck. Tell him to call me next time he's in town. We're going out with Johnny Wilkinson.
Okay.
And Johnny Vegas and Sir Ian McKellen.
Okay.
Now that's going to be a night out worth of Victoria, really, thank you for coming on.
Thank you very
Have a lovely
much.
Christmas with your
Thank
family.
you,
Victoria Beckham.
Thanks.